Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Now it's fine.
Okay. So good evening everyone. I am Riya Tutwal. I am doing PhD at IIT Kharagpur under the supervision of Professor Sudeep Mishra, and today we are going to discuss the topic of week 12, and after that we will discuss some questions. So first of all we will discuss about data analytics. So data analytics, wait. Yeah. So, data analytics is the process of examining data sets in order to draw conclusions about the information they contain, increasingly with the aid of specialized systems and softwares. Data analytics technologies and techniques are widely used in commercial industries to enable organizations to make more informed business decisions and by scientists and researchers to verify or disapprove scientific models, theories, and hypotheses. So basically, data analytics means to process the data or to examine the data, to analyze the data, to check the various patterns that we can see in the data, and based on those patterns, in order to draw some conclusion on the basis of those patterns, this is data analytics. So it is of two types, analysis of two types. First one is your qualitative analysis, and second one is your quantitative analysis. So qualitative analysis deals with the analysis of data that is categorical in nature. Okay, let's wait for next 2-3 minutes because people are joining, and after that I'll start. Okay, so as we were discussing that data analysis is of two types. First one is a qualitative analysis and second one is a quantitative analysis. So qualitative analysis deals with the analysis of data that is categorical in nature. So basically, if your data, if we are able to categorize the data on the basis of its color, nature, or different features, then it is your qualitative data. And if the data consists of your numerical data and we are analyzing the numerical data, then it is your quantitative analysis. So the example of your qualitative analysis can be your during your COVID time, various data sets of your social media are analyzed in order to detect the. Okay. So various data sets were analyzed in order to detect the regions which consist of a population with your COVID positive population. So your Twitter data can be analyzed in order to detect different zones. So that is your qualitative data. So based on the tweets, one can analyze whether in that particular region there are COVID positive people or not. So this can be one example of your qualitative analysis. On the other hand, quantitative analysis means analysis on your numerical data. So yeah, qualitative analysis. So data is not described through numerical values here. So it can be any data. So the data is not described through numerical values. It is described by some sort of descriptive context such as text. So for example, in case the case of your COVID analysis, COVID data analysis. So if someone tweets that I am COVID positive, so by using the word COVID and positive, so similar kind of words, the on similar kind of words, some analysis can be performed, and it can be detected whether in a particular region there are COVID positive people or not. So data can be gathered by many methods such as interviews, videos and audio recordings. Data need to be interpreted, and the grouping of data is done into identifiable things. So identifiable things in that example can be COVID positive or COVID negative. So depending upon the data set you are using, and depending upon the scenario where you are using the data, the themes can be different. So qualitative analysis can be summarized by three basic principles. First is your notice things, then collect things, and think about the things. So basically these are the three main principal steps in your qualitative analysis. Next is your quantitative analysis. So quantitative analysis refers to the process by which numerical data is analyzed. So here no text data is analyzed, only the numerical values are analyzed. So it involves descriptive statistics such as your mean, median, standard deviation. The following are often involved with quantitative analysis. So statistical models, analysis of variables, data dispersion, analysis of relationship between the variables, then contingency and correlation can be analyzed. After that, regression analysis can be done, then statistical significance, precision, error limit. So there are different types of methods involved in your quantitative analysis. So yeah, this table is showing the comparison between your qualitative data and quantitative data. So basically your qualitative data, the data or the text is observed. However, in case of your quantitative data, the data is measured. Then in case of your qualitative data, it involves a description about the data. However, in case of your quantitative, it involves numbers. In case of qualitative data, the emphasis is on quality. However, in case of quantitative, the emphasis is on quantity of the data. Now the example of your qualitative data are color, smell, taste. So different features can be used in order to analyze your qualitative data. And in case of your quantitative data, the examples can be your weight, volume, age. All these factor can be your quantitative data. Now the advantages of your data analysis. So first one is that it allows for the identification of important trends. So basically, by analyzing the data, you can identify the trends. So by analyzing the pattern of data, you can analyze the trends that are going. After that, it helps businesses to identify performance problems that require some sort of action. It can be viewed as a visual manner which leads to faster and better decisions. Uh, then better awareness regarding the habits of potential customer can be done with the help of your data analysis, and it can provide a company with an edge over their competitors. So basically, if a company is utilizing data analysis over their data set, then it can have more profit as compared to the other competitors. Now the statistical methods. So basically, the statistical model is defined as the mathematical equation that are formulated in the form of relationship between different variables. A statistical model illustrates how a set of random variables is related to another set of random variable. So basically, a statistical model is represented as a ordered pair. Here it is the order pair x comma p. So it is showing that how x is correlated or interrelated with p, and how p is interrelated with your x. So here x denotes the set of possible observation, and p refers to the probability distribution on x. So So basically, if we take an example of your of tossing a coin, then in case of that, so getting in head and getting in tail. So the variables can be getting a head and getting a tail, and the probability can be checked as p value can be as 0.5 and 0.5 in both the cases. Now statistical model are broadly Statistical models are broadly categorized as your complete models or incomplete models. So complete model does have the number of variables equal to the number of equations. However, in case of your incomplete model, the number of variables are not equal to the number of equations. So basically, it can be either more or less. In order to build statistical model, you have to do data gathering. After that, you have to do some you have to use some descriptive methods over that, and then you have to think about the predictors. Then you have to build the model, and after that, by building the model, you have to interpret the results which are generated by that particular model. Now the next one is your analysis of variance. So analysis of variance is a parametric statistical technique used to compare the data sets. So ANOVA is best applied where more than two population or samples are meant to be compared. So to perform ANOVA, we must have continuous response variable and at least one categorical factor. For example, your age or gender with two or more labels. For example, location 1 or 2. So basically, if you want to compare the population of two different locations, then you can use ANOVA. So for example, if you want to check the education index of a particular two different locations, then there you can use ANOVA method in order to know that how much population is educated in that particular place or not. Then the properties to perform ANOVA. So first is independence of the case. So the sample which you are taking in order to perform this analysis of variance, it should be randomly selected, and there should not be any pattern in the selection of sample. Second one is normality. So the distribution of each group should be normal. So there should be normal distribution of the graph of the particular data which you are taking. Then the homogeneity. The variance between the group should be same. Next is your data dispersion. So it is one another method that can be used. So it is a measure of statistical dispersion. Is a non-negative real number that is zero if all the data are same, and increases as the data become more diverse. So this method can be used in order to check whether the data sample which you are taking is of same value or not. For example, if you want to check whether the group of people in a particular data set is of a particular age or not. So if you are checking whether the people in a particular group is of age 25, then you can use dispersion method. And if the dispersion of that particular data set is zero, then it means all the people of that particular group is of age 25. However, if the value is large, it means there is more the data is more dispersed. For example, if one value is if some person is of 10-year-old, another one is 100-year-old, and if the data is dispersed, then it means the value of dispersion become more positive and it increases. So the example of dispersion measures are range, average absolute deviation, and variance and standard deviation. Next is your contingency and correlation. So in statistics, a contingency table is a type of table in matrix format that displays the frequency distribution of the variable. It provides a basic picture of interrelation between the two variables. So basically contingency shows that how two variables are interrelated. The correlation also shows the same thing. However, the difference between the contingency and correlation is that in case of your correlation, your first variable can be used in order to predict the value of the another variable. For example, if you have given the height of a person, with the help of that you can predict the value of your weight. But it is not always necessary that with the increase in height the weight will also increase. So that is correlation. So basically your y variable is correlated to x variable, and with the help of x variable you can predict the value of y. However, it is not necessary that with the increase in x your y will also increase. However, in case of contingency, with the increase in x the y will also increase. So basically you can change the value of y with the change in value of x. Now the next method is regression analysis. So in statistical modeling, regression analysis is a statistical process for estimating the relationship among the variables. It focuses on the relationship between a dependent variable and one or more independent variables. Regression analysis estimates the conditional expectation of the dependent variable given the independent variable. The estimation target is a function of the independent variable and called the regression function. So it categorizes the variation of the dependent variable around the regression function, which can be described by probability distribution. Now the regression analysis is widely used for the for prediction forecasting, where its use has substantial overlap with the field of your machine learning. Then regression analysis is also used to understand which among the independent variable are related to the dependent variable. So basically, in case of so in your regression analysis, you can perform the prediction and forecasting similar to the way done by the machine learning models. Now next is your statistical significance. So statistical significance is the likelihood that the difference in conversion rates between a given variation and the baseline is not due to random chance. Then statistical significance level reflects the risk tolerance and confidence level. There are two key variables that go into determining statistical significance. First one is your sample size and second one is your effect size. So sample size refers to the sample of the size of the sample of the experiment. So the number of people or the number of data points you are taking for a particular experiment. So the larger your sample size, the more confident you can be about the result of the experiment. So yeah, so basically if the size of your data set is large, it means the accuracy of that particular model will be more. The effect size is just the standardized mean difference between the two groups. If a particular experiment replicated the different effect size estimate from each study can easily be combined to give an overall best estimate of the effect size. Next is your precision and error limits. So precision refers to how close estimates from the different sample are to each other. The standard error is a measure of precision. When the standard error is small, estimates from different sample will be close in value and vice versa. And precision is inversely related to standard error. So the limits of the error are maximum overestimate and the maximum underestimate from the combination of the sampling and non-sampling errors. Now the margin of error is defined as, so first one is your limit of error, so it is equal to the critical value into the standard deviation of the statistics, and your critical value is determines the tolerance level of particular error. Now future of IoT application in agriculture. So yeah, so we have discussed this thing already, that you can use IoT in your agriculture. So for different fields you can use IoT in agriculture. For example, your soil moisture and water level monitoring, automated irrigation system, automation in recycling of organic waste and vermicomposting, automated sowing and weeding. So basically you can deploy different types of sensors in order to perform these tasks. So for example, if you want to check the soil moisture and water level, then you can deploy your humidity sensors in your fields, and your humidity sensor will give you the values of moisture of that particular field. And if the moisture level is less as compared to the particular threshold value, then with the help of your actuators you can automate the irrigation system, which will provide irrigations to your field. Similarly, you can also automate recycling of organic waste and vermicomposting. So you can also check different values of nutrients in your fields by using different gas sensors. And if that particular level is less, you can automate your recycling of organic waste and vermicomposting. You can also automate sowing and weeding after a regular interval of time. So these are the different fields where you can use IoT in your agriculture. Now this is one solution proposed for your smart water management using IoT, which is called your AgriSense. So the main objective of AgriSense is to more yields with less water. So basically, with by using less water, you have to produce large yield of or more yield of your crop. So save limited water resource in the country, and it is responsible for automatic irrigation. So dynamic irrigation treatment in the different phases of crop cycle. So basically this method is detecting the moisture level in different life cycle of a crop, and for different life cycle of crop the level of moisture required for that particular crop varies, and according to the requirement of that particular crop it automates the uh, irrigation system. So basically, rather than providing continuous water, or rather than providing equal amount of water at different time of your crop life cycle, it results in wastage of water. So better to provide the particular amount of water that is required in different phases of your crop. It also helps in remote monitoring and controlling of that irrigation system. So basically these are the three different layers of AgriSense. So first one is your application layer. Second is your remote and processing layer, and third one is your physical layer, which consists of various sensors. So physical layer is responsible for collecting the data. Now you have to process that data with the help of your processing layer, and with the help of application layer the end users can remotely monitor and control the entire this water management system. Now the design. So basically integrated design for sensors. So sensors in this particular solution, and integrated sensors are designed for checking the moisture level of your crops, and then those sensors are integrated with the remote server, which is responsible for performing the remote processing. Now here in this figure, as you can see that there are different units of your AgriSense. First one is your sensor and actuator unit, which is responsible for collecting the data and actuating. The second one is processing and memory unit, which belongs to your processing layer. It is responsible for the analysis of the data. And third one is your wireless communication unit, which is responsible for making the communication between the remote server and your physical layer possible. And the next one is your power management unit. So this unit is responsible for providing power to your different sensors and actuator and also to your remote server. So this is a picture of a designed water level sensor. So you can see, so you have to place this sensor into your field, and this sensor will determine this sensor will collect the moisture data from that particular field, and by performing some processing you can analyze the amount of water needed at that particular amount of time. Now next application of IoT is in healthcare. So emergence of IoT in healthcare. So first point is advances in sensor and connectivity. So it can collect patient data over time and enable preventive care, understanding of effects of therapy on the patient. So basically, with the help of IoT, you can perform a remote monitoring of the patient, and also you can check the effects of particular therapy that is done on the patient remotely. So the ability of devices to collect the data on their own, it automatically obtain data when and where needed by the doctors. Automation reduces the risk of error. So basically there is no human being involved in this process, so human errors are reduced. A low error implies increased efficiency and reduced cost. Yeah. So components of IoT healthcare. So different components are used. So basically the components are organized into four different layers. So first one is your sensing layer, which consists of all sensors, RFID nodes or wireless sensor nodes. Next one is your aggregated layer. So it consists of different types of aggregator where the data of your sensors can be collected or aggregated. So the example are your smartphones and tablets where data can be collected. Next one is your processing layer. So it is a server where some analysis or processing can be performed on the data collected. And next is your cloud platform. So all processed data are uploaded in your cloud platform, which can be accessed by large number of users further. Now, many people without ready access to effective healthcare, wireless IoT driven solution bring healthcare to patients rather than bringing patients to the healthcare. So basically it tells about the remote monitoring that can be performed with the help of the deployment of IoT devices at the patient's end. So it securely capture a variety of medical data through IoT based sensor and analyze the data with smart algorithms. It wirelessly share data with health professional for appropriate health recommendation. Yeah, so these are different pictures. So basically in the first picture you can see that it is for BP monitoring. So with the help of you can get the BP readings in your mobile phone, and this further data can be shared to the doctor who are sitting at remote place, and the doctor can analyze your data. And second one is your shimmer temperature monitor. So basically this is used for monitoring the temperature of human body. Now IoT healthcare real-time monitoring. So basically this figure is showing that the ECG data of a particular human being is collected, temperature data, healthcare, heart rate and GSR values. So these four different vitals information. So these four different parameters are collected of a particular human, and based on these the health condition of a particular patient can be analyzed. So data driven non-invasive monitoring is done. Sensors to collect comprehensive physiological information, gateways and cloud based analytics and storage of data can be done. Wirelessly sends the data to the caregivers or to the doctors, and it lowers the cost of the healthcare. Now the preventive care. So basically for your senior citizens it become difficult to every time be with them. So the IoT solutions can act as a solution. So in order to detect their falls, emergency situations. So basically in that case alerts can be sent to the family members or to the doctors. So machine learning can be used over the data in order to analyze their health condition. Now this is one solution which is proposed. The name is AmbuSense. So basically it is ambulatory sensing. So this solution is used in ambulances. So basically in this solution various types of sensors are used in your ambulances. For example, your ECG sensor, your temperature sensor, then GSR sensors, then your in order to calculate the temperature of human body, heartbeat of human body, and then BP sensor is all for monitoring your BP. Sensors are used. So basically these sensors are collected and then further sent to the doctor. So basically in ambulances it is not always necessary that doctor is there. So to continuously monitor the patient, AmbuSense provide a solution with the help of which the patients who are in ambulances can be monitored by the doctors who are sitting at the remote places. Further, AmbuSense also provide a medium through which the patients or the caregivers can get the location of the hospitals that are near to them. So these are the different plots that are given by AmbuSense. So first one is for heart rate, then your ECG, then temperature and your GSR value. So basically single hop wireless body area network is developed in this case, and communication protocol is Bluetooth is used in order to make so basically the sensor data is collected and sent to the local device that can be your mobile phone, and further that so the communication between the sensor and mobile phone is done with the help of your Bluetooth, and further mobile phone will upload the data to the cloud. So power management and data rate tuning is done in this case. Then calibration of data and filtering and noise removal is also done in your AmbuSense. Yeah. So this figure is showing that how different hospitals can be provided to a particular patient who is there in the ambulance, and how the services of different hospitals can be provided to the patient. Now for activity monitoring also IoT can be used. So various wearable sensors have become very popular for different purposes such as medical, child care, elderly care, or entertainment security. These sensors helps in monitoring the physical activities of the human. Particularly in IoT scenarios, activity monitoring plays an important role for providing better quality of life and safeguarding humans. It provides information accurately in a reliable manners and provide continuous monitoring support. Now the advantages. So continuous monitoring of activity results in daily observation of human behavior and repetitive pattern in their activities. Then less integration and fast equipping is there in this. Then long term monitoring is there. Utilization of sensors of handheld devices, for example your accelerometer, gyroscope, GPS and other sensors. So basically based on the data which is collected by these different sensors, the daily activities of human can be detected. So yeah, there is one solution, actually I forgot the name. So in that particular solution, what happened is based on the mobile data. So in your mobile phone also different kind of sensors are there, for example accelerometer, GPS is there, gyroscope is there. So based upon that data, that for how much time you are going to use your mobile phone, how much time your mobile phone is on sleep mode, so depending upon these data, it was detected in that solution whether the person is in person is in depression or not. So yeah, so based on these sensor value, different kind of analysis can be done. So in this figure it is shown that yeah, if a person is running, jumping, so that can be checked with the help of these devices. Then yeah, so based on your gesture also, for example if you are folding your legs, if you are moving your hands, these sensors collect the data, and on the basis of that different gestures of the particular person can be detected. Now data analysis tools. So various tools, for example your statistical tools, machine learning based, deep learning based tools can be used in order to analyze the data, that can be your sensor data, images or videos. Now the approaches, that where exactly your data analysis can be done. So it can be your in place or network based. So first, in case of your in place, so this analysis is done on the device only, and it is power intensive and no network connection is required, because in this case only the device which is collecting the data, on that only the processing is done and analysis is done. So no network connection is required in this case. However, in case of your network based, large and processing intensive methods can be applied, and group based analytics is possible. So basically this is low power consumption method, and average to good network connection is required in this case. Yeah, so questions. So before starting question, let's take a break of 2 to 3 minutes, and after that we will start. Can pass the exam if reads from the assignment. Yeah, these things I don't know. You can ask these questions in your discussion forum. But it's better to yeah, go through your assignment questions. Similar kind of question you will get in your exam, and also go through the videos. After that, yeah, with the help of videos and assignment question, at least you will pass. And if you
Ma'am,
yeah,
tomorrow class timing will be this time, na?
no, from 5 to 7.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess NPTEL will post the timing and the link. Link will be same only, but timing they will post. So it is 5 to 7. When is your exam?
28.
20,
27th for us.
27. So it's different for everyone.
Yes.
Okay. So what's the procedure? You have to go to some exam center and there you will give exam, or you can give online.
For me in Chennai, we are asked to go to GKM College of Engineering. This the other side of the south side of the city,
Okay.
and it's between 2 to 5, I believe. Yeah, 2 to 5,
Okay.
3 hours.
Hello,
Yeah.
ma'am. Actually, I was disconnected. Ma'am, the exam date is 30, right? Because I think someone is sharing that it's 29 or 28. So
It's
am I?
different. Yeah.
There
So
are
they are
there
saying.
has been a recent communication on this regard. If you could check the announcement or your email, it has been clearly published as well. Even the hall tickets has been published now.
Yeah, sir. Based on that, I'm telling I got the 30 April 30. So because of that,
So maybe it is
Then
different for
possible.
everyone.
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, because someone is saying 27, other is 28th, or is 30th. So it may be different
Yesterday
from.
night only I got this hall ticket. So that one is fine, sir, na?
Ah,
Okay,
that should be good.
okay, okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, so let's start with questions. So first question is, audio recordings collected through microphones are subjective to quantitative analysis. So is this statement true or false?
False, ma'am.
False. Okay. B, false. Yeah, today I want as many as responses. What is this? Okay. Information regarding your exam, I guess someone has posted the link. Others also please reply. Audio recordings collected through microphone are subjective to quantitative analysis. Yes. This statement is false because numbers are not involved in your audio recording. So this is not quantitative, this is qualitative. Next question is, fill in the blanks. A statistical model depicts how a set of blank variable is related to another set of blank variable. Options are first is random, normal, normal, random, discrete, normal, random, random. D. Date is mentioned 30th. D. Anyone else?
The random variable is related to
Okay, so both should be random and random. So a statistical model depicts how a set of random variables is related to another set of random variable. Next question is, select the statement that denotes the example of dispersion measure. Statement 1 is range, variable and standard deviation. Second statement is range and average absolute deviation. Third is variance, standard deviation and average absolute deviation. So which statement is correct? Statement 1, statement 2, all the three, none of these. I guess here it should be variance, not variable. Range, variance and standard deviation. Anyone?
No idea.
So correct is statement 2. Yeah, just because here it is given as variable, so statement 1, that's why it's not correct. So range and average absolute deviation is the measure of your dispersion method. So if it is range, variance and standard deviation, then statement 1 will also be correct. Next question is, the different components of AgriSense includes, options are sensor and actuator unit, wireless communication unit, power management unit, all of these.
All of these.
Yeah, D will be.
Okay, others also, only 2 replies. D. Right. So all these are the units of your components of your AgriSense. Next question is, the two relevant sensors directly used in agriculture are soil moisture and proximity sensor, soil moisture and water level sensor, ECG sensor and water level sensor, all of these.
B will.
B. Okay. Others? You can also use your notes in order to check the answers. But I want everyone to participate here. B. Others also please reply. question is the two relevant sensors directly used in agriculture are options are soil moisture and proximity sensor, soil moisture and water level sensor, ECG sensor and water level sensor, all of these.
D.
D. Why you require ECG sensor in your agriculture?
D.
B. Okay. Yeah. B is correct. So soil moisture and water level sensor. Next question is the sensor node of AgriSense sense the average soil moisture in options are vegetative phase, reproductive phase, maturity phase,
D.
all of these. Okay, others.
A.
A. Check your notes. So basically AgriSense was developed in order to manage the water level of your crops or of your field in each and every phase of your crop life cycle. Okay, so correct option for this is all of these. Next question is select the correct order of the component layers present in the IoT healthcare. Options are A. Sensing layer, cloud platform layer, aggregated layer, processing layer. Sensing layer, aggregated layer, processing layer, cloud platform layer. Next is aggregated layer, sensing layer, processing layer, cloud platform layer, sensing layer, processing layer, aggregated layer, cloud platform layer.
D.
What? Please repeat.
B, ma'am.
B. Okay. Anyone else? B. Yeah. So basically
D.
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 Okay.
B for ball.
B for ball. Right. So basically, first is your sensing layer, which will collect the data, and then aggregated layer, where your data will be aggregated or stored, and then the processing layer, some processing or analysis is done, and then the cloud platform layer, from which everyone can access that data. So B is the correct option. Next question is which of the following communication protocol is used in AmbiSense? Options are IEEE 802.15.4 6LoWPAN, IEEE 802.15.1, IEEE 802.15.2.
A.
A. Okay. Anyone else?
C for car.
C. Okay.
C
Other?
for me. C.
D.
C,
C.
not D.
C for car.
Anyone else?
D.
D. Okay. What's the standard use for Bluetooth? So correct option for this is C.
Ma'am, for Bluetooth, the option 1 will be correct, right? IEEE
Yeah, I
802.15.
guess, and we have just studied this thing. I guess this is a wrong option. Let me check. Where we have discussed this thing, right?
Oh, it is 15.2. That is the right answer.
Let me check once again.
Yeah, 15.8.
15.1. Communication protocol is Bluetooth, and that is IEEE 802.15.1. So what's the answer given in the question? Yeah, so C is the correct option.
No, actually, she is right. Actually, 8.2 and 15.2 is Bluetooth as per IEEE standards.
And why it is given as 1?
I don't know. That as per IEEE standards, it's 15.2.
Okay, okay, I'll check this why it is given as I have to go through the paper actually.
Okay. Okay.
Next question is wireless IoT driven solution for remote healthcare facility provisioning brings healthcare to patients than bringing patients to the healthcare. So is this statement true or false? True. Okay. Anyone else?
True.
True. Yeah, so this statement is true. Next question is fill in the blanks. The physical activity tracking is a necessary component for blank. Options are activity monitoring, vehicle monitoring, agriculture monitoring, all of these.
A.
A. Activity monitoring. Okay. Anyone else?
Yes, it's A.
A. Yeah, right. So activity monitoring is the correct option for this. Next question is which of the following handheld devices are used for activity monitoring? Options are EEG and GPS, accelerometer and EEG, accelerometer and GPS, all of these. Anyone? The sensors which are used for activity monitoring. EEG cannot be used for activity monitoring. Similarly, or yeah, so correct option should
It
be
will be C.
yeah, C. Accelerometer and GPS is the correct option. Next question is which of the following is the primary disadvantage of using camera based activity tracking? Options are accurate, processing intensive, expensive, none of these.
I think it's expensive.
Expensive, okay. Anyone else? B. B is processing.
C.
C.
Expensive, ma'am.
Expensive, okay. Why is it not processing intensive? Because camera you can use a camera of your mobile phone only, but The main disadvantage is that you have to perform image processing on that on the images which you have captured. So basically it is processing intensive. Further, the Raspberry Pi camera is also very cheap. So yeah, one of the factor is expensive also, because some cameras are expensive, but the main disadvantage is your processing intensive. So B is the correct option for this. Next question is, by performing continuous monitoring of a person's activity, it is not possible to observe his or her behavior or to identify any repetitive pattern in his or her day to day activity. Is this statement true or false? B.
The statement is false, ma'am.
Statement is false. Okay, anyone else? Only two responses. Others also please reply. Okay, I'm repeating. By performing continuous monitoring of person's activity, it is not possible to observe his or her behavior or to identify any repetitive pattern in his or her day to day life. Is this
False.
statement true?
Statement is false.
False. Yeah, so this statement is false. Next question is, which of the following are inbuilt sensors that are present in high-end smartphones? Options are ECG and EEG, accelerometer, proximity sensor EEG, accelerometer, compass and gyroscope, pressure sensor and NPK sensor.
B,
It's
ma'am.
C.
B.
C, I guess.
Accelerator and proximity sensor EFGP, ma'am.
What?
B.
B.
C,
EEG.
C.
Okay, so in your smartphone EEG is there.
National sensors.
Definitely not. Option is C.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yes, ma'am. C. C के साथ है.
Yeah. So correct option for this is C. Accelerometer, compass and gyroscope. Next question is, fill in the blank. Processing the handheld activity device data with artificial intelligence can be used for blank. First one is your fall detection, second is your heart rate detection, third is your vehicle detection, and fourth is your all of these.
A.
A. Okay. Anyone else?
A.
A. C. C. Okay, so how you are going to detect vehicles with the help of your handheld activity device? Someone has written C. So correct option for this is fall detection, that is A. Next question is, state whether the statement is true or false. In journal, the data collected from an interview can be analyzed through quantitative analysis. Option is true or false.
True.
True. Okay. Anyone else? Data collected from an interview can be analyzed through qualitative analysis.
Yeah, I think this can be interpreted in two different ways. Number one,
How?
the responses that the candidate is giving. Number two, how the candidate is behaving or how he is attending the interview. So it depends on what we observe actually.
Okay.
Because if you look at the answers, what the candidate is giving, that is quantitative. But if you are looking at how the person is behaving, it becomes qualitative.
Yeah. But
So,
basically in the yeah I got it what you are trying to say, but on the basis of slides these questions were made, I guess. So in that
okay.
it is given that for qualitative interviews are done in order to collect the data. So basically this statement is yeah, so yeah, this statement is false actually. Yeah, you are correct. So based on that thing only, so on the basis of data which is collected it can be identified. Fine. So can you please repeat what you have said so that others can also know?
I was saying,
Yeah.
if we evaluate the candidate's performance on his behavior, then that becomes qualitative analysis.
Right.
But if we are measuring the candidate or evaluating the candidate by the answers he is giving, like a technical answer, for example,
Right.
then it becomes quantitative.
Yeah, so this statement is not always true. So basically this statement is false. So if a particular statement is not always true, then you have to consider the other option, right? So here it can be considered as false. Everyone got the answer why it is false. Okay. So next question is, which of the following are
Ma'am, ma'am, please back the question. Okay, continue.
which of the following are often involved with quantitative analysis? Options are analysis of variables, precision, data dispersion, all of these.
D.
D.
Okay. Anyone else? D. Yeah, so correct option for this is D. Next question is, state whether true or false. A complete model does not have the same number of variables as the number of equations. Options are true or false.
False.
False. Anyone else?
False, man.
False. So this statement is false. So in case of complete model, the number of variables should be equal to your number of equations. Next question is, which of the following model is mostly applied when it is necessary to compare more than two populations or samples? Options are analysis of variance, integration, trigonometry, all of these.
A.
A. Okay. Anyone else? A. Okay, so only two responses. Others also please reply. Which of the following model is mostly applied when it is necessary to compare two or more to compare more than two populations or samples? Options are analysis of variance, that is your ANOVA, integration, trigonometry, all of these. This is a very clear question.
It will be A. Generally,
Yeah. So analysis of variance is correct option. Next question is, fill in the blanks. The effective size for determining statistical significance is the standardized blank difference between two groups. Options are median, mean, interquartile range, none of these.
Option B, ma'am.
Option repeat please.
Option B.
B, mean. Okay. Anyone else?
B, ma'am.
B. A. Okay. Median. Okay, so what is mean? Anyone?
Um, Mean is the average of total number of sequence numbers.
Okay. And what is median?
Median is
I,
the mid part of
I
the
think it is
between
option
the
C.
Option
total,
C.
counting the number of additions. Yeah.
Okay, so who is replying option C? Can you please tell me what is interquartile range?
Interquartile range means it is difference between two quartiles. Suppose Q1, Q3. So it will be Q3 minus Q1.
Okay. Okay, so now the question is the effective size for determining statistical significance is the standardized blank difference between the two groups. Now think and reply. This is mean.
It's mean, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Next question is, which of the following is or are some of the future of IoT application in the agriculture? Options are soil moisture monitoring, automation in vermicomposting, then automated weeding system, all of these.
Ma'am, option
Option
D.
D, all of this.
All of this.
Okay. Anyone else?
Option D, madam.
D. Right. So correct option for this is option D. That is all of these. Next question is, which of the following?
Ma'am, please back the question.
Huh.
Okay, continue, ma'am.
Next question is, which of the following may be considered as the objective of smart water management using IoT? Options are less yield using greater water requirement, manual irrigation, not supporting remote monitoring and controlling, none of these.
None of these.
None
I
of
would
this.
say.
Okay. Anyone else? D.
Yes, ma'am, none of these.
Yeah, none of these. So basically, with your water management system, with less water requirement, you can yield more, and there is automated irrigation, and you can also perform remote monitoring and controlling. Next question is, state whether true or false. With the advancement in the sensors and connectivity, it is feasible to enable preventive care along with collecting patients' data. True or false?
Ma'am,
Yes.
what is the meaning of patents data means what?
What?
Patents data.
Can you please spell that?
And ma'am,
Patients
in,
data.
sorry,
Patient.
patients.
Yeah,
It's
Data.
patients data.
patient data means what is patient in Hindi? Uh, Patient is a person who is ill. So basically,
It is true, madam. True.
yeah. So a person who is ill. So basically, by using different sensors or by deploying different sensors over the body of that particular person who is not well, you are going to collect the data and you can perform preventive care. So is this statement true or false?
It is
Patient is
true.
a person who is ill. Yeah, okay. So this statement is true.
True.
Next question is, integrated design for remote server in AgriSense includes which of the following? Options are web server, repository data server, multi-user server, all of these.
I think it should be option D, all of this.
All of these.
Exactly, ma'am. All of these.
Okay. Others
Ma'am,
say, yeah,
ma'am,
huh?
what is the meaning of repository data server?
Repository data server means the server which is yeah, basically repository means where you have to put all the data which is
Database. That's
yeah,
all.
database
It's
basically, yeah, right,
That
database.
means data stored in databases.
Yeah, so data server which is going to store all the data.
Acha. It's ma'am. It's totally depending upon the data stores or manually.
What? Can you please repeat? What should be dependent?
What?
But the
What?
question is integrated design, so I think it should be option B.
Option B.
Hmm.
Okay.
B.
Anyone else who wants to respond? So basically it can be all of these, because here integrated design for remote server in AgriSense. So in case of AgriSense, the users are also going to access the data with the help of internet. So web server is there, then multiple users are going to access the data at the same time, so multi-user server should be there, and it is going to store the data. So it have to be your repository data server. So it should there should the correct option for this should be all of these. Next question is, state whether true or false. The data sensed by the physiological sensors in an IoT based healthcare system are of no use without proper connectivity and communication. Is this statement true or false?
It is true, madam.
It
True.
is
It's
true.
true.
Okay. Anyone else?
This statement is true, ma'am.
True. Yeah, so this statement is true. So basically, if there is no connectivity and connection, then what will you do with the data, right? So there is a need of proper connectivity and communication in for the exchange of data. Next question is, match the following. So basically you are given with sensors and the purpose of different sensors. So first one is a GSR, second is EMG, then ECG, and then SpO2. And the purpose A is measure the health of the muscles and nerve cells, second is measure the
I
electrical
think
and
no.
muscular activity of the heart, measure the intensity of stress on human, and measure the pulse and oxygen level in the blood. So you have to match that which sensor is responsible for what. Yeah. So what GSR will do?
D.
GSR measure the pulse and oxygen level. No.
No, I'm saying option D is correct.
Okay,
Option C,
option
ma'am.
D is okay. Option
Option
D
C.
is
Measure the intensity of the stress and of human.
okay. So okay, someone saying D for first intensity of stress on
D, madam. D. Option D.
Option D is correct.
okay. Yeah, so option D is correct. So basically, GSR is responsible for measuring the intensity of stress on human. Then your EMG sensor is responsible for measuring the health of muscles and nerve cell. Then ECG is responsible for uh, measuring the electrical and muscular activity of your heart, and then SpO2 is responsible for measuring the oxygen level in your blood. Then next question is, what is the or are the risks involved in healthcare IoT? First one is loss of connectivity, second is your security, third is your error, then all of these.
All of these, madam. All of these.
Okay. Anyone else?
All of these.
Yeah. So correct option for this question is all of these. Next question is, state whether true or false. Activity monitoring, particularly in IoT scenario, plays a vital role for rendering better quality of life and safeguarding humans. True or false?
True, it's true, madam.
True. Okay. Anyone else?
So,
Show 27th question. Yeah. So this is 27th question, that what are the risks involved in healthcare IoT? Loss of connectivity, security, error, all of these. So all of these is the correct option. Next question is activity monitoring, particularly in IoT scenario, plays a vital role for rendering better quality of life and safeguarding humans. Is this statement true or false?
It's true.
True. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Yeah, so this statement is true. Next question is, processing the sense data on the device itself is known as blank approach. Options are network based, in place, out of the place, none of these.
Option B, madam. Option B.
Option B, in place. Okay. Anyone else?
D is correct answer, ma'am.
D. None of these. D or B? So this is in
D,
place. B is correct. B.
option B.
Yeah. Next question is, what are the different purposes that made wearable sensors popular? Options are medical, elderly care, child care, all of these.
Child care.
Very
All
good.
of these, madam.
All of these. Okay. Anyone else?
All of these.
No.
This is correct, ma'am.
Yeah. So D is the correct option. So you can perform medical checkup with your wearable sensors, elderly care, child care.
After
So all of these is the correct.
April, May,
Next question is, what is the purpose of examining data sets in order to draw conclusion point?
Direct communication coordinate.
Mute yourself. Data fusion, data fission, data analysis, data analytics. Now unmute and tell.
Not sure, ma'am. I think D, data fissions.
What?
Fusion means
D.
B or D? Data
D.
analysis.
D.
D. Data
शायद
analytics.
Madam, it is option C, data analysis.
Okay.
Option C.
Okay. So anyone please tell the difference between analysis and analytics?
Analytics is
Actually, we
basically
analyze
numbers.
the data and retrieve some uh, information.
Okay. So this is
Whereas analytic is related with prediction.
okay. So okay. So what's the correct option for this question?
C, C.
It's
option
data
C.
analytics. Yes. Next question is
Data analytics means
analytics.
what, madam?
The process of examining data sets in order to draw conclusion is called your data analytics.
Ma'am, one second. The process of
Examining data
one
sets.
second, ma'am.
What is the difference between the analysis and analytics?
Ma'am, the process of
1 second, Devendra, please. Ma'am, are you there?
Hello, yeah.
Yeah. Ma'am, can you please again differentiate because of my net issue? I'm not able to
Your voice is
understand
very
it.
low. I'm not getting what you are saying.
Actually, I want to know what is the difference between the analysis and analytics. Because of my net, I am not able to listen you.
The difference between analysis and analytics. This is your question.
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
What is the difference between data analysis and data analytics?
Yeah, so basically analysis is dividing your complete data into various small components. Okay, and analytics is the okay. So analytics means drawing some conclusion from that particular set of data. So here it is data analytics.
Data
Analysis is the division of
analytics
whole
means
data into small components or categorizing the data into
all data
different
of small
components.
components.
Basically, data analysis means categorizing the data into different components. Okay, and analytics means performing some processing over the data and drawing some conclusion from
And
it.
ma'am, analysis means integrating the data.
Dividing the data, categorizing the data into different components or sets.
Can we move to the next
And
question?
Yeah. Next question is, how many types of data analysis exist? Options are 1, 2, 3, 4.
B.
What?
B.
B. 2. Okay. Yeah. So correct option is B. Next question is, notice, collect and think about things are principle of which category of data analysis? Qualitative, quantitative, both qualitative and quantitative, neither qualitative and nor quantitative. What's the correct option for this question?
C.
C. Okay. Anyone else? Yeah. So the correct option for this is qualitative. So in case of your qualitative, three principles were discussed. First one is notice the thing, collect the thing and think about the things. So these are the three main principles which are involved in
And
your
guess
qualitative.
this is
Next question is, analysis such as mean, median, mode and others are method used in which type of data analysis? Options are qualitative, quantitative, both qualitative and quantitative, neither qualitative nor quantitative.
B.
Option B, quantitative.
Quantitative. Okay. Anyone else?
option C, both qualitative and quantitative.
Okay. Anyone else?
B.
B. Okay. So one is saying both. So how you are going to perform mean, median and mode over your qualitative data, that is your textual data. So the correct option for this is B. So mean, median, mode are the methods which are used in your quantitative.
Quantitatives.
Next question is, which method of data analysis involves observing the
In
data?
the
Options are qualitative, quantitative, both qualitative and quantitative, neither qualitative nor quantitative. Qualitative, okay. Anyone else? C.
qualitative
Yeah, so basically the correct option for this is A.
data
In case of a qualitative, observing the data is performed.
observing the data is count.
Next question is, choose the right option for the ordered pair p comma x in statistical model. P is the set of all possible observation and x is the set of probability distribution. Option B is P is the set of probability distribution and X is the set of possible observations. C is P is set of all probability values and set X is the set of possible distribution. D is P is the set of possible distribution and X is the set of all probability values. So you have to tell the definition of statistical model basically.
B.
C.
B.
B.
B for Bombay.
Okay, okay. Anyone else?
नहीं होगा.
No idea, ma'am.
No idea. Check your notes.
The qualitative
So correct
qualitative.
option for this is A. So basically P is the set of all possible observation and X is the set of probability distribution. So option A is correct. Yeah. So next question is, which of the following is true for a complete model with V number of variables and E number of equations? Option A is V is less than E, V is greater than E, V is equal to E, V is not equal to E.
C.
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 Okay. Anyone else?
Greater than E.
B is greater than E, ma'am. DFA.
In case of complete model, your number of variables should be equal to the number of equations. So correct option for this
Number of
is
equations.
C.
C.
Yeah. Next question is,
B.
how many categorical factors are necessary while performing an ANOVA? Options are 1, 2, at least 1, at least 2.
What is the answer of question number 37 again?
It's V is equal to E. Your number of variables should be equal to number of equations in case of your complete model.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Next question is, how many categorical factors are necessary while performing an ANOVA? Options are 1, 2, at least 1, at least 2. Anyone?
D.
D, at least 2. Okay.
Option B, ma'am.
B, 2.
Two.
Anyone else? D. Correct option for this is, yeah, it should be at least 2. So D is the correct option.
At least one, ma'am.
No, no,
It's
it's at least 2. It should be D.
answer is at least
Here,
one or at least two.
At least 2.
at least two means then the option D is correct.
Yeah, here I think there is some error in this question. There should be at least 2 categorical factors that should be involved.
But the blue is mentioned in
Yeah,
option
that is
C,
what
ma'am.
I am saying. Ki there is some error in this question. At least 2 should be there.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Continue.
Next question is, the variance between the groups in ANOVA should be the same. Options are true or false.
True.
True. Anyone else?
ट्रू है मैम ट्रू
True, ma'am. True.
So this statement is true. Next question is, what is the F ratio between what is the F ratio value for severe overfitting of the data? Options are 0, 1, less than 1, greater than 1. Anyone?
B.
B. Okay, so what is F ratio?
If ratio for servers overfitting of the data.
Anyone define F ratio?
Ratio to mean square value.
Basically, F ratio is the ratio between group variance to within the group variance. So correct option is
Hmm?
0.
Okay? Nine. Asti was Rohit.
Mute yourself. Next question is, in agri-sense.
Ma'am, please back the question.
In agri-sense, which of the following is responsible for sending field information to farmers cell using SMS? Options are repository, data server, web server, multi-user server, none of these. Anyone?
Multi-user server.
Multi-user server. Okay. Anyone else?
A.
Option B, ma'am.
Web
Wave
server.
server.
Option B.
It's option B, ma'am.
Correct is option C.
Multi-user
Multi-user
server.
server is responsible for sending the information to different farmers using your SMS.
Ma'am, what is the full form of SMS?
Short messaging service it is.
What?
SMS is short messaging service.
Short message service.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Short message service, the
Short message service.
short.
Short. SHORT.
Okay, ma'am.
Next question is, in the healthcare use case, what does lower error imply? Options are increased efficiency, reduced cost, reduced efficiency, increased cost.
Ma'am, please back the question, please. One. Okay, continue.
Okay. In the healthcare use case, what does the lower error imply? Option A is increased efficiency, reduced cost, reduced efficiency, increased cost, equal efficiency and cost, none of the above.
Option A.
Increased efficiency. Okay. Anyone else? A. Anyone
I
else?
think cost and efficiency are not relevant to error.
What? Cost and efficiency are not relevant to error. Okay, so according to you, it should be none of the above.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. But what do you mean by efficiency in healthcare use case? So it depends upon that factor actually. So basically, if
Yes,
you are
ma'am.
considering, right, efficiency means that how much of the data which you are
I
collecting.
think it should be option one.
Option A, right, increased efficiency and reduced cost. So here efficiency is related to your error. It means if error is less, then efficiency will be large. Next question is true or false. Although IoT in healthcare has its advantages, it increases the cost. True or false?
It's true.
Definitely true.
B.
B.
Option B, ma'am.
B. Okay, someone has told true. Can you please tell me why true?
Because the sensors are actually costly.
Okay, but it is also cutting down the cost of going to the hospitals, your fuel, and other charges. So, what should be the correct option? True or false?
Then it should be false then.
Right. So, option B is correct. Next question is typically how many components exist in IoT healthcare? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Four, madam.
Four.
4. Okay. Yeah. So 4 components are there in IoT healthcare. Next question is how many access data does a typically accelerometer in a smartphone provide? Options are One, two, three, four.
C.
C. Three. Anyone else?
Three, madam.
Okay. So correct option is C. So accelerometer provide data along your x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. So 3-axis data is provided by the accelerometer. So these were the questions of week 12. So if you have any doubt or if you want me to discuss any topic,
Ma'am,
yeah.
um, please send me the PDF of week 9, 10, and 11 and 12. It's four are you can download.
It's there. I have already uploaded in Google Drive. You can download from there.
Please re-upload it again, ma'am. I can't download this previous week. Mm,
Yeah, these are already there. You can check, you can access
okay,
the link, and you will find all the PDFs there.
okay, ma'am. Send me the links. I will download it.
Yeah, I'm again sharing the
Where
link.
is okay, ma'am. Please sharing this.
Regarding the exam, what is the duration of exam?
It's 3 hours, I guess. It is given in your admit card, I guess.
3 hours.
Yeah.
3 hours.
And by what time can we expect the results?
These questions, actually, I don't know. You have to contact either NPTEL or you can ask these questions over your discussion forum. So here is the link. I have given the link. So
Ma'am, please send me the links.
I
Okay.
have already shared the link.
Hmm.
So here you will get all the PDFs.
Hmm.
I have also uploaded week 12. Anyone please confirm whether you are able to access or
More.
not.
मम्मी ना मेरू रुआ मोर क्लास कर जाओ मिल पे मैं अभी
Can anyone please tell me whether you are able to access week 12 or not?
Week 12 is not visible until week 11 it is visible.
I have already
Yes,
uploaded.
yes, yes, week 12 is visible. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Okay, then if no questions, then we'll meet again tomorrow from 5 to 7. Tomorrow we will only discuss about the questions of from week 1 to 12. So, yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
मैम तुम मैम
Yeah.
tomorrow's class will be held on
What?
tomorrow is in this time the class will be held over
Yeah, tomorrow the class will start from 5.
5 p.m. to
5 to
7 p.m.
7. 5 to 7 p.m. Right.
Okay, in this time the
No, no, not this
Same link,
time.
ma'am.
Same
Same
link.
link.
Same link.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Only for discussion of previous 1 to 9 questions.
Yeah. Right. Week 1 to 12.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, madam. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.